This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of WITT versus TOOMA. You all have been together for about 7 years, and Miss WITT, you have petitioned this court for a polygraph examination. Tell us why you're here.
Your Honor, I'm here because I believe he's cheating on me with my coworker. Yes, and I'm devastated. I'm really just sad. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm hurt.
And if you find out he's cheating?
Knocking him to the curb, that's for sure.
All right, Miss WITT, you brought this suit because you felt that he was cheating with your coworker.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why do you think he's cheating with your coworker?
Well, she just moved to Florida, where we live. Her and Johnny would kind of always be really close and, you know, I always thought I didn't want to think there was something there. I didn't want to be the jealous type or feel insecure because we've gone through so many things. I wanted to try to give it, you know, a try. So basically what happened is I was out one day running errands and I come home and the house smells like profusely, a ton of perfume. There's contacts and a solution for the contacts sitting on the counter. So I start freaking out. I don't wear contacts. So I walk out, go to the bathroom, or go to the bedroom to go see him and see what's going on. And he starts denying and yelling at me, saying, oh, it's just probably one of your crazy girlfriends that left that behind. And we didn't even have anyone over for like the past 2 weeks, you know? I don't really even have anyone over that much.
Okay, why would you think it was your coworker's contacts? I mean, you come in and you see them, why would you presume that they were hers?
Well, she texted him. She needed to pick, he told me that she came over to pick up her work clothes that she left.
Okay.
And I didn't want to admit it at first that she had came over because I know how she is and I know that she would have assumed the worst and said, oh, you had this girl over. I don't care if she came over to pick up her work outfit. You guys were probably doing stuff together. So my look at it was just act like it never even happened. And when she left the contact...
You should have been truthful.
Okay, well, all right, so what is your relationship like with this coworker?
At first, it was just really casual. She introduced me to her, and I just tried to be nice since she had no friends in the area. She gradually got kind of like closer with me, and I could tell that Brittany wasn't very comfortable with it. And that's why, like I said, I didn't really want to bring it up to Brittany because I knew how she would react if she had found out that she came over.
Well, you know, we have his story, her story, and the coworker story. Ron, I think we need to hear from the coworker. Would you bring her in?
Yes, Shauna. Talk to the witness stand, please.
Hello, Your Honor.
How are you?
Good day, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good.
All right, would you state your name, please, for the court?
Tiara Bezdek.
Okay. And you are the coworker in question?
Yes.
Okay. You work with Miss WITT?
Yes, I do.
We just heard testimony about contacts being left at their home along with work clothes. Were those yours?
Yes, they were.
Okay. Why were your contacts and your work clothes left at their home?
Well, a couple weeks ago, I had left my work uniform over there after we went out. Like, we would go to work, and then we would go to the club after, like, we all go out together. So I left my uniform over there. One day I was doing laundry, and I was like, I should probably go over and grab it. I wasn't there too long, you know, cooled off a little bit. I played with the dog, and I used the bathroom to take my contacts out. So I had left them over there in the bathroom. But I didn't realize till I got back home, which was later. So I texted him again. I didn't know if she would be off work yet. And
Why couldn't you text me?
Why
didn't you text my boyfriend?
Hold on.
Well, I mean, you were...
No. Address the court.
Simple as that.
Now, as a woman, how would you feel about your coworker, female coworker, coming over to your home?
Well, honestly, I just feel like that's their own trust issues. I don't feel like that the blame should get put on me as if I were doing something wrong, because I didn't do anything wrong. And maybe she has a reason to feel insecure about other women coming around him, but that's not my problem. I still had to get done what I needed to do on my own schedule, on my own time. So if it fit my schedule to go by the house and grab my things and she was at work, I mean,
And to freshen
But
yourself
you
up.
did more than just grab your things. You went there, you went in the bathroom, you freshened yourself up, you did.
Play with the dog?
Yeah, I mean.
but I mean, because,
And I don't know when you say play with the dog, I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's a dog or.
Well, I mean,
Thank
at
you.
least I didn't play with her man. So
Let me just give you a tip, because the next lady may not be like she is. Do not, for your safety, it ain't even about them,
right.
do that. Yeah. And if you are gonna do that, you better let her know, hey, just checking in, need to pick up my whatever.
Right.
Is it okay if I drop by your house? That's
Right.
respectful and courteous. 'Cause
All right, so Miss Witt, you're not buying any of this.
No, Your Honor.
I
No.
understand.
You're not buying it one bit.
Not one bit.
You believe he's cheating on you with your coworker. You claim you're not. We need to get to the bottom of this. Mr. Tooma was asked, have you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Witt's coworker, Ms. Bezdek? What was his response to that question?
His response was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph actually determined that he was being truthful.
Mr. Tooma was asked, other than the one time you admitted to in 2015, have you had sexual intercourse with any woman other than Miss Witt? What was his response?
He responded no again.
What did the lie detector determine?
The polygraph determined that he was being truthful.
All right, now you can talk. You can say whatever you want to her.
Will you put a string
I feel
on
like
my
you
finger?
owe everybody in this room an apology for dragging me out here. I did absolutely nothing wrong, and I love you, and I want you to trust me. That's all I want. That's why I'm here, like I said. Can I have a hug and a kiss?
I love
Can we?
you.
Well, Miss White, are you accusing your husband of cheating?
Yes, I am, Your Honor, because he was sleeping with his ex-boss. Like, I found text messages with him sleeping with his old boss.
And that's the reason he's here trying to prove his innocence, to say, I did not do that.
Yes. I have found text messages and seen that he was texting his old manager and was saying how beautiful she was and he wanted to be with her. And I had confronted this lady, his boss, about it, and she admitted to hanging out with him while my sister was laying on her deathbed, and they were drinking, but they had denied that they had ever done anything besides just hang out, but I still don't believe either one of them. I think more happened that night than...
Do you have any evidence of this conversation?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, Ron, would you please get that, please?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ron.
Yes, Your Honor.
From Mr. White, can I come over?
Not right now. What about your wife?
I like you. You're beautiful. So, Mr. White, are you having these text message conversations with other women?
Yes, I was having the text messages with her, but it was more just to show her how it felt a little bit. Because
Two wrongs don't make a right, and you still shouldn't have been
Yes.
sitting there texting your boss
All
when
right.
you're supposed to be providing.
I think your wife has a point. Two wrongs don't make a right, love. So here's the thing. Did you go to your boss's house?
yes, I went to my boss's house. We were drinking whiskey and hanging out and talking, and she went to touch my leg, and I said, I can't do this, and I immediately left.
Okay.
So did your boss invite you over, or did you ask to go over?
I just asked to come over.
They called the boss up.
Call the boss up.
Boss,
Yes.
can I come over?
Yeah.
Boss says yeah. Okay. All right.
And
That's a
then-
good boss for you.
That's a good boss.
All right. And
So
you
you
knew.
all have been flirting before.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it looks like this.
All right, you flirting with the boss.
Hey.
You know, hey, how are you?
I'm good. How you?
Doing all right.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you doing later?
I don't know. What should I be doing later?
I got some work for you to do.
Oh. And then the music plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
that music.
Yeah. All right, so the music plays. So you going over to your boss's house with one thing in mind. She's expecting you to come over with one thing in mind. You get there, the scene is set, you're drinking, You're talking, you're hanging out. You apparently are slow to make a move because she has to put her hand on your leg. And at that moment,
he pulls out.
Well, nicely done. All right. So at that moment, you decide, you know what? This isn't right. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, it might sound a little wrong, but I started thinking of my kids and what would happen if something did happen, that they wouldn't see their father possibly, and they need their father and mother. They don't just need one or the other.
So what we have here is the husband side, the wife side, and the boss lady side. She's here right now. Ron, would you please escort our next witness in, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. White, you look pretty nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Ma'am?
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, homewrecker.
Good day, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Your Honor?
Right. Would you state your name for the court, please?
My name is Molly Messer.
Miss Messer, you are Mr. White's boss or former boss?
Yes, former boss.
Okay. At the time he was working for you, did you know he was married?
I did. She would come to the restaurant from time to time, and he confided in me in the marriage problems that they were having.
Well, that's still none of your business. You should have been managing him, not...
Well, you shouldn't have been screwing around, and he wouldn't have been confiding in
That's
me.
still none of your business. You should have stayed out of it. You got kids of your own.
It's my turn to talk. It's not your turn to talk. Anyways, he confided in me the problems they were having in their marriage. From my understanding, he was going to leave her because she was being unfaithful to him.
So what was the nature of your relationship?
I wouldn't call it a relationship. I would call it a situationship because it started out professional. It led to a flirtation, but it lasted about a month. You know.
Mr. White has testified he was interested in you. Were you interested in him?
I was in a way, but there's too much baggage to that, man. Like, it wasn't even worth it to me.
Then you shouldn't have even started it in the first place. You should have just kept managing.
Again, I'm not talking to you. They're
don't
talking
care.
to me. They're not talking to you.
I don't care, so you need to stay out of my family's business.
Miss Messer? Miss Messer?
You wouldn't have problems if you wouldn't have been the homewrecker that you were.
I admitted to what I did was wrong, but that's still
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you admitted what you was doing was wrong, because it is wrong.
Miss Messer?
Yes.
Were you attracted to him?
Yes, I was.
Are you still attracted to him?
No, I'm not.
Tell me what a situationship is for the record.
Okay. Well, I call it a situationship because there is more than like what she's telling you. This girl caused me to lose my job and everything. She kept calling the head person over me. Talking about I was having a relationship with employees, not just him, employees. She ended up causing me to lose my job. I lost my house. I lost a lot due to her and her drama.
You're saying Miss White actually cost you your job?
Yes, she did.
Your livelihood.
So she has costed me a lot. Like, I've had a lot of issues for the past 2 years just over this.
Did you ever have any direct communication with Ms. White?
I did, and it was like 2 or 3 times. Like I said, she kept calling, wanting to know whatever, which I've denied, I denied allegations of what was going on.
So Mr. White has testified that he came over to your home. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that you all drank.
Correct.
And he says that nothing happened.
See, I'm here to clear the air and say that, yes, we did have sex. It was one time and we were drunk. But we haven't had any relations since then. We haven't talked since 2 months after, and that was just to clear the air because we were drunk. Neither one of us want each other.
Okay, Ms. White has testified that you told her that you all did not have sex.
Oh, yes, that's what I told her. I'm here to clear the air because this has been 2 years, and it's kind of crazy that
you should have cleared the air when I first told you.
So you are saying that you actually did have sex with Mr. White. Did you have sex with Ms. Messer?
No, we did not. We did not have sex. I don't know where this is coming from or nothing. We did not have sex at all at any point in time.
And again, you went over there with the intention of doing that.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she was receiving you into her home with the intention of doing that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay? And she's testified that you did.
We did not.
So the only missing piece in this whole puzzle is you saying, we didn't.
We did not.
Why would she lie? Why would she come here and lie?
I don't know. I guess she's wanting to get revenge back on my wife and end the marriage because where she lost everything, she's wanting to make her feel the pain.
Ms. Messer, why did you wait till now to tell this truth?
Because when I denied the allegations in the beginning, it was because I did not want to lose my job. And I mean, what's the point now? She's done caused me to lose the job. And it's been 2 years. Maybe it'll give her some closure.
You should have came clean 2 years ago, and then it would have evolved. Like, this won't be coming up now. Like,
well, like I said,
So
you didn't come right out and say that you cheated, now did you? No, you didn't.
It's none of your business what I do with my family. You got your own family, worry about your own
He made it
problems.
my business.
Well,
Ms.
that's
Messer,
none of her business either. You should have stayed
Ms.
out.
White, thank you. Ms. Messer,
Yes.
this is not about spite. This is about you wanting to clear the air.
Exactly.
All right. You asked Mr. White, have you ever had sexual intercourse with Miss Messer? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
Mr. White, you have this look on your face. What is that?
Proof's right there in the test.
Ms. Messer,
Yes.
the lie detector results showed that you all did not have sexual relationship.
Yes.
All right. Are you just being spiteful?
Yes, because like I said, she has caused me to lose everything that I own, like my house, my job, over nothing. And I hope for that short period of time that you thought he slept with me, that it hurt you the way you've hurt him and the way you've hurt me.
You're still a homewrecking slut.
No,
Shouldn't have been hanging out with him.
Now, you realize this is a court of law,
I realize that, yes.
and you were under oath to tell the truth,
Yes.
and you deliberately lied
Yeah.
for spite.
Yes, correct.
You do realize you can be held in contempt of court
Yes, I realize that.
and all the penalties associated with that, including jail.
Right.
And you're comfortable with that.
In a way, I'm not gonna say that I'm comfortable with that, but in my opinion, it was well worth it because like I said, she caused me to lose everything.
Right. So you did not sleep
No.
with Mr. White.
No,
And that is the truth.
that's the truth. So she caused me to lose everything over nothing. She should have went with it. When I told her in the beginning that we didn't have sex, she should have believed that. She shouldn't have called my boss and had me lose my job and then lose my home and lose everything else that I had.
Mr. Scholl, you asked Mr. White, other than what your wife is already aware of, have you had physical sexual contact with another woman? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful.